Depression. It's a word we hear a lot, and it touches the lives of so many people, either directly or through someone we love. But it's still one of the most misunderstood parts of being human. So today, we're going to try and shed some light on that experience, that vortex. We'll unpack what it is, what it feels like, and, most importantly, how to start finding a way out. Let's dive in.
We all get sad. It's a totally normal, healthy human emotion. But here's the big question. Is depression just, a really intense sadness? Or is it something else entirely? Making that distinction is absolutely critical.
To really get a handle on this, we need a better way to talk about it than just feeling down. The source material gives us a really powerful metaphor, the vortex. So try to imagine depression not just as a feeling that comes and goes, but as a place you get pulled into. A whole state of being that can kind of swallow everything else.
In this quote, it just hits the nail on the head. It's so much more than a bad mood. It really is like being in a different environment. This dark place isn't just a saying. It's a state that feels heavy, isolating, and it completely colors how you see the world, which makes it incredibly hard to even imagine a way out.
The way this state arrives can be really sneaky. For some people, it's like the lights slowly dimming over weeks or months. So gradually you don't even notice until you're completely in the dark. For others, bam, it's a sudden plunge. But a really common thread is often a period of feeling stuck or dormant. And that feeling can become the perfect ground for the vortex to take hold.
Okay, so here's the difference in a nutshell. Sadness is temporary. Think of it like a rain shower. It's usually a reaction to something specific, and eventually it passes. The vortex of depression, on the other hand, is like a persistent climate. It's not just a reaction, it becomes your reality, and it's defined by this deep, unshakable feeling of being stuck and hopeless.
So, what does it actually feel like to be inside that dark place? Really getting this is so important, whether you're going through it yourself or you're trying to support someone who is.
If you had to boil the entire experience down to one core feeling, it would be this: hopelessness. And we're not just talking about pessimism here. It's a deep, gut-level belief that things are bad right now and they will never, ever get better. It's a feeling that just drains all of your energy and all of your motivation. And that hopelessness, well, it creates this really dangerous cycle. That feeling of stagnation starts to feel like your permanent reality. You feel dormant, almost paralyzed, unable to act. This then fuels the loop of self-defeating thoughts. I can't do this, what's the point anyway, which only makes you feel more stuck. And here's the tough part. Even when you do find your way out, the vortex kind of has this gravitational pull, creating that constant risk of slipping back in. But, and this is the most critical message of all, there is a way out. The vortex is incredibly powerful, for sure, but it is not a life sentence. So let's shift gears now. Let's talk about the actionable steps you can take to navigate out of the darkness and start moving toward the light. The path to recovery is really built on 4 key pillars. Now, these aren't magic wands or quick fixes, but they are a super solid framework for actively managing depression. It all starts with getting professional help, and that's supported by creating healthy habits, practicing self-care, and staying connected to others. Let's break down what each of those really means. Professional help can sound like a big, intimidating thing, right? But really, all it means is getting an expert on your team. A good care plan that's tailored to you might involve medication like antidepressants, talking things through in therapy, making some structured lifestyle changes, or, and this is pretty common, some combination of all 3.
And this is just so essential to remember. There is no one-size-fits-all approach. What works amazingly for one person might not work for another. The journey out of the vortex is deeply, deeply personal. And that's exactly why working with professionals is so important. They can help you figure out your unique situation and find the right combination of tools and strategies that are going to work for you.
So we want to leave you with this question. Whether this is for you or for someone you care about, just remember that even the longest journey starts with one single step. When you look at those pillars of support, getting help, habits, self-care, connection, what is one small, manageable first step you can take today? The answer is going to be different for everyone. But just asking the question, that right there is a powerful light in the dark. Thanks for joining us.